morning.
Good morning. I still probably look hungover and puffy from my
I
weekend
actually
of
looked puffy
partying.
this morning as well. How was it? How was the wedding? It looked amazing.
It was brilliant. So we flew Friday morning to Rome. It was like Friday was like obviously checking into the hotel, the pre-dinner party and drinks, and then Saturday was the wedding, and we flew home last night. And we were delayed, so I didn't actually get home till quite late last night. And obviously, it's 9:15, so I'm definitely still feeling it. And actually, on the wedding night, we didn't finish up till 5:30 in the morning. So
crazy.
that is, we didn't even do a late night like that.
Was it light?
No, it probably was just about to get light, but.
What was you doing? Just all on the dance floor, like
on
all
the dance floor, because
partying?
obviously we had what Sharon and Ashley had. They had the whole venue, that they'd hired the whole venue all weekend for their wedding guests. So obviously there was no time limit in terms of like the party. Anyway, I remember and actually it was a bit later because really by the time we sat down for dinner it was about 8:30 because obviously she got married a bit later in the day, so it wasn't too hot.
Yeah.
So the night went really quick, to be fair. Anyway, it was just so funny. So obviously it was dancing. There was like one big group of us left. You know, like some people kind of like flake off or because they're tired. There was like, I'd say a strong 30 of us left.
Strong 30.
Yeah, and
not a strong 5, a strong 30.
Yeah, there was quite a group of us. But anyway, I think I looked at my phone and I was like, don't you think, am I seeing this right? I was like, it was like, at the time it was like 5:00. I was like, it's 5:00 in the morning. But previous to that, when I looked at my phone, it was about midnight. So I just don't know where them 5 hours went.
Like when you're having a really good time, the time just goes. That always happens. Like 1 minute it's midnight, next minute it's 5 a.m.
Oh, honestly, we had the best time, and it was absolutely beautiful. Like she, to every fine detail, like it was lovely. It was such a lovely weekend, and obviously on the airplane.
Was it in Rome?
Yeah, it was in Rome. Like I've never been to Rome, and obviously I just imagine a busy city like Paris or London or something.
Me too. That's what I imagine. Then when I see the photos, it looked like it was on the coast.
It was on the coast, and it was gorgeous. It was like I don't know what you'd call it. It's not like a chateau. I don't know. It's like a big kind of historic building with like all this gorgeous land and like right on the seafront. So you had like a little private beach and everything. But it was just lovely. It was like rustic. It was just really gorgeous, like loads of character. And then obviously she'd done like the pre-dinner party, which was like kind of like Italian themed, you know, like so we had like a pizza. She had like a pizza wood oven, like all pastas and salads and things like that. And that was still really like we had a good go that night. To be fair, like I think we finished about 12:30. We had a bit of a cut off.
Yeah,
and then. Obviously, because everyone knew that the wedding was the next day, we didn't want to be too like hungover.
Yeah, of course. You want to feel fresh.
But you know what's so annoying? So first night, why did I go to bed? I woke up at 7 a.m. Saturday morning.
Yeah, but it's your body clock, isn't it?
So
like you
annoying.
you think like we survive on like minimal sleep, and I think when you go away, exactly the same happens to me and Greg. Like we can never lay in.
I was like, why am I awake?
It's just so annoying. Like you can never.
I was hoping
when you've
for
got
like
the chance to.
I know. I was hoping for like 9:00 because the wedding wasn't until 6:30. So I was like, we've got all day to relax, sunbathe, get lunch, all chill out, chat and mingle and whatever. And it was like really chill. It was lovely. Like the day before, like the day of the wedding, it was just a really chill day. But I was up at 7. To be fair, I had a facial, and when I had the facial in the spa, I definitely dozed off a little bit. So I think maybe that was where I got my power nap from. But yeah, it was lovely. We had the best time, just like, you know, and I was looking back at all the videos and pictures, some of the ones that you take after hours that you forget you take.
I'll look forward to seeing some of those later today.
We had literally all shoes were off, like, and obviously, do you know, like heat as well. Heels in the heat just don't go well together, do they?
Mix well.
And obviously, because it's grass,
No.
we had those like heel things to stop you from like sinking into the grass, but you just don't have the right balance when you're properly dancing. There was a dance floor, but obviously, you're sort of like milling around.
Yeah, cool.
So most of the girls had their shoes off, like a couple of hours into the party, because just no one could hack it. Like it was just like, come on, let's get down and dance.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
brilliant.
brilliant. It looked amazing.
It was really good. I
Looked
couldn't
so
yesterday. I
much
couldn't
fun.
satisfy my hangover. Do you know, you eat all random stuff. I was like,
Oh, and it makes you feel worse.
yeah. So I got up, went to breakfast.
Do you
I
know
had
what's
like-
actually quite nice on a hangover? I know it doesn't sound appealing, but really cold watermelon.
Yeah, well, because it's so hydrating as well, isn't it? I did have some
Yeah.
fruit. I also had, the first thing I had was like a piece of bread, like dry bread, but not dry, I mean like not toast. It was a nice piece of bread, but it wasn't toasted. And then I got like a bit of mortadella ham, and then like cheese,
that's
like because
so
it was like
good, yeah.
from the like like Italian buffet. You can imagine, can't you? Like the little bits. So that was
Very
alright.
continental.
Yeah, and then only about an hour later, I basically had like a bolognese pasta and chips. And then I had a cup of tea. Paul's like, you're having tea after. I went, yeah, but I want something sweet, but I don't want. Anyway, when we got to the airport, in this lounge we
You had the
sat
Mackie
in.
days.
No, we didn't. But in this lounge we sat in, there was like pizza, and they were like in little squares, like kids' pizza. I had a couple bits of
Oh, that's
pizza, and then I
nice.
had profiteroles. Paul went to me, "Are you
Oh.
all right?" Because do you know what? Like, you can't stop.
I know
think-
exactly what you mean. Like, where
It's-
you just pick and want it. But this is why, right? Alcohol is just, I know,
Oh.
like, but it's so bad for you because the next day, not saying, listen, we enjoy it and whatever else, but it's like the next day, it makes your body, like, you just eat rubbish all day, don't you?
all day. And I feel like you could be one way or the other. Like sometimes you can feel really sick and you can't eat anything. Like Paul yesterday, he had lunch, but he couldn't eat anything else. He was not like interested in anything else. When I was like going to town and all this stuff, he was like, oh, and then when we got on the airplane, do you know, like on BA, they give you that little packet of the saltiest pretzels you ever did try in your life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
They hand out the
the
little bag of pretzels. Right?
Almost
They
like
stink.
sour cream.
They're sour cream and chive. So Paul was really, really bugged out. So they come round and I was like looking at them. And I think it was because I was bored. I couldn't really sleep on the flight. So I opened them and I ate them. and Paul was so pissed off with me. He was like, you're not eating them. And obviously he was really sensitive as well. So it was like the smell.
Everything you was doing was irritating each other.
Everything, yeah. It was funny. Oh, and I had like this blanket
Well-
around me. You know, like on the flight, you're cold anyway. And then you're obviously hungover, so you're
Yeah.
really fragile. And we was delayed, so everyone was a bit ratty. And
If you like ET wrapped up in the blanket.
oh no, he went, can we share? I said, yeah. So I wrapped it around both of us. It was quite big. But then where I was fidgeting, oh, this is what I'm bugging him as well. Where I was looking at all my pictures and videos, I made a video on the flight, so on Splice. You know, I make my little videos out.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't seem to relax because you're so like engrossed in your phone. And I think he can, do you know, like the tapping of
Yeah.
like, because when you edit a video, there's a lot of tapping.
You're aggressive.
I basically was bugging
Tapping.
him.
He
Anyway,
should have just put some headphones on and like zoned out listening to a podcast or something.
I know he really shouldn't have zoned into me. I know that for sure. Billie, do you ever worry about how often the kids are using their screens?
Yes. Obviously, they are quite a good distraction for the kids, but I do find that we have to give a cut-off time with ours, especially when it's leading up to bedtime, because I find if they're sitting on screens, then they're kind of like overstimulated and then it takes them longer to get to sleep.
Absolutely, I totally agree. So we found something that the kids absolutely love, and it's massively helped reduce their screen time too. It's made by Tony's. I think you probably know who they are, and I'm sure you've got one. And
Yes.
they are sponsoring this episode, and it's called the Tony Box.
Yes, we actually do have one. It's like a musical story box, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. So instead of constantly staring at the tablets or the TV, the kids can just pick up those little characters, which are called Tonys, pop it on top of the box, and then it'll play a song or tell a story.
And you know what's really good? They do have Tonys for all ages. There's everything from Coco Melon and Paw Patrol for younger kids to Horrible Histories and Diary of a Wimpy Kid for older children. All the kids can use the same box too. You just have to swap the characters over.
Yes, that's what we do in our house. I think that makes it a really nice gift too.
And as a treat for our listeners of the Sam and Billie Show, we've got a discount code just for you. You can get 10% off Tony boxes and Tony box bundles with the code Sam and Billie 10.
That's 10% off Tony boxes and Tony box bundles when you visit www.tonies.com and use the code Sam and Billie 10. So Paul and Rosie stayed awake last night, so we had cuddles and was chatting, and Mum stayed for a little bit before she left. And excuse me, but I didn't see Edward. So this morning I got in bed with last night. This morning was so funny when he woke up, because obviously he was probably expecting Mum to be there.
Bless.
He was like the
Oh,
biggest.
really?
Yeah,
Was he all
like,
confused?
He was so confused. It was the biggest smile, and he was looking away and then looking back. But you know, it was just so funny. He was looking away, looking back, and then he was giving me real kisses, like don't like. There's always like a confusion of the mouth open, mouth closed kiss, isn't there?
Yeah.
It was like full on kisses. And then I got a few bites. I got a few hair pulling. But it's, you know, like the affection.
Probably like a bit of a,
yeah,
I love you, but you left me.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It was like, but yeah, so, and then obviously Paul's, I'm doing this. Paul is like shattered. And I was like, listen, I was like, you've got an hour and a half, and then I'll be gone for basically 48 hours. So you can just do whatever you need to do.
Oh my God, yeah. He can literally just go and get back into bed.
Well, tomorrow I know that he's going to the office, but today I was like, you can literally relax all day.
Greg would be like...
It's heaven, right?
It's funny because I said to Greg, I went, Samantha's... I said, like, obviously she had the wedding. They didn't go to bed till really late wedding night. And I said, like, come back and straight to the kids. I said to Greg, that's the only thing, isn't it, right? When you do a trip away from the kids, if it's something like a wedding or, you know, a party holiday, it's the day after you get back.
I know.
It's like hell, isn't it?
Like,
obviously, I haven't done anything like that for so long now. But Greg done Ibiza, and it took him 2 weeks to recover from Ibiza when he got back. Yeah, but
men go so much harder. Like, obviously, when we went to Ibiza, it only probably took me 1 to 2 days to start feeling normal again.
Yeah.
But that's because we didn't do late nights. But obviously, on this wedding, like 5:30, it was like, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe we was up that
really late.
Like, we didn't even do that in Ibiza. But anyway, so... I actually feel okay. Like, when I think about it, let's say last night I got into bed at 11 and woke up at 7-ish.
You had 8 hours.
I did. And it's probably the best thing for me to do is to come into yours today, to have fun with all the kids, because otherwise I probably would just get a little bit ratty at home.
This morning, first thing, Arthur was like, Mummy, Paul, Rosie and Edward are coming today. Like, he is so excited. He was like, they're so excited. And also it has felt like quite a while since you've come and stayed here. I'm trying to think.
The last time I come to your house was the party for filming.
What party?
Elton John.
Shush, that was last series.
That's the last time I've seen Margot. I've seen you because we done podcast live.
What?
We done...
I feel like I've seen you... Oh, my God.
We've seen each other.
Anyway.
But I haven't seen...
Yeah, but not...
Margot in ages, and it's really sad.
Oh, she's on the edge, on the verge of crawling. Like, and I just can't work it out because I just think she looks too little. She's like a little bald bobblehead, like trying to crawl. I'm like, she looks too small. I can't remember Nelly and Arthur crawling this soon, but she's so funny. She's really getting a little character now as well. Right, so we went to Port Lim.
Yes, how was it? Did you stay in the Lion Lodge?
We stayed in the Lion Lodge.
Amazing,
it was so
isn't it?
good. Obviously, I'd seen it because when you stayed in it before, but it was so amazing. Like, it was brilliant. The kids loved it. Margot was a little dream. It was just quite hard work, because I think, like, quite hard work with a baby, because you've got the buggy, but then you want to go on to the golf buggy and stuff. So it was quite a lot of back and forth, but it was, brilliant. So lovely. We fed the giraffes, fed the monkeys. We done all the safari stuff. Spent some time in the lodge. Like, we done like breakfast with the lions in the morning. Oh, so they rung our room and was like, right, we're about to feed them breakfast. Are you in the room? Actually, do you know what was really good, what we did? So obviously, like, early birds, we was up crack of in the morning. Like, we stayed for one night. So basically, for our listeners, when you book a lodge at Port Lim, you get a golf buggy, don't you? And like, I think that's so much
That's part of the fun. The
Like,
kids love it, don't they?
it's brilliant. I love it as well. And Greg's like a big kid. He loved it
Yeah.
most. But so he was like, "This is so good," because he's never been before.
Oh my gosh, because he didn't come, did he? To the
No, he was working on something, wasn't he? He didn't come, so he'd never been before, and
it is
we
really
got
special.
up really early in the morning, and we got on the golf bike because basically the park is open, isn't it? To like let's say at 9 o'clock, it's open to the public, not just
Yeah.
the people who are staying there. So because it's summer holidays, it's really busy. So we got up at about 7 o'clock. We drove around the whole safari park, all of us on the buggy.
Wow.
It was brilliant.
It's quiet.
We went
And
to
obviously
see all the animals.
I feel like the animals are early in the morning is like more their kind of time, isn't it? With animals as well, rather than in the afternoon.
It was so exactly. It was brilliant. It was so good to see it like that. So we had a really, really fun time. It's hilarious. So you know, in the Lion Lodge, they've got like an outdoor bath bit. So
Yes,
at
yeah.
night,
I got in that bath.
Greg run the bath, and I didn't get in it. I thought it looked a bit spooky. I didn't get in it, but Greg
It is a bit
run the
spooky,
bath and
actually.
got in it with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so he got in the bath with Nelly and Arthur. I went inside to get some towels for them. Margot was asleep. Walked back outside. I was filming me walking out. As I've walked round the corner, honestly, I was like, the glass was there. The lion was up on the glass, like where they was.
And their
having the
heads are
bath.
massive, aren't they? Like they're huge.
Oh my gosh! Obviously we see loads, but it was like, and then Nelly and Arthur got a bit scared, so they got out. Obviously, it's nothing to be scared of, but I do get it. It was quite daunting. And then the lion started scratching on the screen, and then I said to Greg, "I don't think he likes it that you're there." So then and Greg got out.
Greg got out. You're gonna get him angry. Did I ever tell you what I'd done? Not the time we went for the 90s Adventures launch. The time before Paul and I went, which is the kids, we didn't have Edward, and we went in the Tiger Lodge. And Paul's got little Paul had this big tiger teddy bear. So we took that with us. And they had tiger onesies as well. So we was like all tigered up for the Tiger Lodge. Anyway, so we left the tiger teddy bear in the window of like one of the bedrooms. Anyway, so we'd gone out for like lunch or one of the excursions. We'd come back and the tiger has obviously seen the stuffed tiger, which is quite big, and he was like digging. So like he'd been digging for obviously ages. He's made this like big hole. Obviously he was trying to get to the tiger. I was like, oh, as I picked up the tiger, he started like the eyes were like all like fired up. Do you know, you just like get anyway, and then he was like jumping up at the window and we could feel like this like then he was jumping up at this other part of the thing, like never in a million years did anything happen, but Paul was like, I actually feel a little bit anxious that I'm there. This tiger is angry, it hates us, and we're all now sleeping in here tonight. Like Paul couldn't sleep. So that night, Paul could not sleep all night. He was like, what are you doing bringing a stuffed tiger to the thing? I was like, I didn't know this would happen.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to happen.
But no.
Oh my God, that is so mad. No, it is incredible. Like, it's such an experience, I think, to go there.
It really is.
It is
Actually,
amazing.
I might ask them if I could get maybe a lodge to auction for... I'm ambassador for Project Rescue Children. So myself and a few others that we're organising the charity event in October. It is like, it's actually really hard work organising a huge event like this. Like the four of us are doing it. And it's like...
When me and Greg did it,
so much involved. Like
it's like full on, like all the auction prizes you have to get,
so
selling all the tickets, organising it's a lot.
So I'm basically in charge of like ticket sales and auction prizes. And it's really hard to get people to like... People say, I'm definitely interested, or send me some information. But then it's like getting them to actually give it or do it. Do you know what I mean? Get it all boxed up.
Do you know what it is as well? There's a big difference between an auction prize and a raffle prize.
Exactly.
So the raffle, we done like loads of bundle like raffle prizes.
Raffle
they
prizes
were great
are quite easy.
They're easy to get, but to get people to pay big money, donate big money, because they're obviously it's all going to charity. You need to get some really good prizes on board.
I won this Lionel Messi boot in an auction for Paul once, and I went to him, can I have that booth for my auction? No,
Why don't you?
My auction. He said no. He said no, that's mine. You got that for me.
He can buy it back. He can auction.
I'll put it into the auction and you can bid
Buy
for
it
it
back.
And
Yeah.
I'm struggling. So if anyone's listening and knows anybody or anyone famous that can help out.
What else have I been up to this week? I'm actually laughing like I'm looking at my camera roll.
Stickers.
So,
as we do, to remind ourselves.
My weekend has been a lot less glamorous than yours. I've made a horse birthday cake.
Did you? What for? When for?
Right, so it's Bambi's birthday.
Oh, right.
She's celebrating his birthday. Sorry, excuse me. She's celebrating his birthday tomorrow because we're away on holiday when it's his actual birthday. She's very disappointed about it. So I've made a horse birthday cake.
Yeah.
I'm really laughing. I also attempted, Nelly loves sushi, right? Quite random.
So random.
Loves sushi. She was like, Mummy, can we make sushi? And
Mummy, can we make
basically, it was a massive epic fail because I said to her, no, you need sushi rice because you've got to have it so it's sticky, so it sticks.
Yeah.
So like the sushi rice. No.
You can buy the boxes, can't you? And
well, we done this really good hack, right? It was brilliant, actually. Like it's like a 5-minute sushi hack. It's basically you get an ice cube tray, you layer a bit of cling film in it, you cut all your bits up, and then you do it like that. It's just, and then you like tip it out, and it would have worked perfectly if we had the sushi rice, but it ended up like this.
That's hilarious.
What there?
It looks like
basically just a load of rice with some crab stick and salmon and cucumber on top. So we knew where we went wrong, so we're going to actually try and attempt it again. And then I went out for dinner with the girls last night. That was nice.
To the Dog and Pickle. What's it called?
Yeah, we went to the Dog and Pickle. It was lovely. So quite a last minute thing. Yesterday morning, I was like, I need to get out of the house. I was like, I'm going crazy. I need a child-free couple of hours.
Yeah.
I was like, I just need a child-free couple of hours. So I put on the chat. I was like, girls, anyone fancy dinner? Actually, like, there were 6 of us.
I saw that most of the girls made it, yeah.
Surprisingly for our girl group, because you know how hard it is getting us all together these days.
Oh, yeah, it's non-existent.
Yeah, that was really nice. I had a couple of spicy margaritas, which were delightful.
So that hit the spot then. You did that?
Yeah, it was really nice, actually. It was just nice to sit and chat with the girls. I do think, like, as mums, it's so important to try and get a little break, like, from your kids. Like,
no,
I was like, just need
you do
to get out the house and just like, and just switch off for a little while. So that was really nice. Just went for a local dinner.
Lovely.
And then I'm really excited for you and the kids to come over today.
I know. I'm gonna when I finish this. Hello, sir. UK. When I finish this, I'm gonna go pack the bag and come to yours. Right. Okay. Should we do a couple of dilemmas?
Yes, we've got lots of dilemmas this week.
Right, okay.
Do you want to read the first one?
A house has recently come up for sale next door to my in-laws. Podcasting the summer holidays, it's just always a nightmare. Okay, my partner really wants us to move there, and whilst I'm not completely against the idea, I have some reservations. I understand why he wants us to move. It's a lovely area, and the potential is huge, but I'm not sure. What are your thoughts on living near your in-laws? Well, there's living near them, then there's living next door to them.
Two totally different things.
I just think personally, I just think you need your space.
I think like even not just for you, but for them as well. You don't want to. You don't want that like. It's just I don't know. Like you don't want that thing of like always having to, like, and probably for them as well. Like having to make an excuse to pop in for a cup of tea or chat, or you just want to go about your day and maybe not have to stop, and like you'd always feel like you've
depends how the in-laws are, like if they're more intense or heavily involved, or if they're very relaxed and chilled and don't really mind so much. But if have they got kids? It doesn't say, does it? I'm assuming if there's kids
that's what I was going to say,
they're going to want to be around every day. So I mean, personally, I don't know if it's a good idea.
No, I think like living next door is probably bit too
Even
much.
if it's like 5 mins, that's perfect. Like to be near, because then you could like.
But do you know what I mean? Like every time you'd leave your house, I
You'd feel like, oh, do I need to make
like,
sure they're all right, or do they need anything, or because it's just how you are naturally.
Exactly.
And then if you don't do it, you'll feel like guilty. It's actually just something you'll always be thinking of. When do you really need that stress?
Added stress to life in general. Right, okay, next one. I've recently discovered my other half has been messaging an old flame.
Oh.
The messages are completely innocent and she's in a relationship herself, but I can't help feeling uncomfortable about them being in contact. Oh, God. When I confronted him about them, he said they are just friends now and I've got nothing to worry about. They've been talking throughout the whole of our relationship, more so recently and even whilst I was pregnant.
Oh.
We have a baby together now and I can't help but feel hurt and lied to, even though nothing has gone on. Am I wrong to feel like this? Absolutely not. Also, I think it's really disrespectful that the partner hasn't like engaged in her feelings, like, you know, who he's with now, and you know, you'd get the vibe straight away. I just think it's a no-go. Unless you've got kids or a tie together and you have to speak like,
there's
like
no
when you're picking the kids up.
Reason why you need to be friends with an ex.
You just don't do. I just know it's absolutely,
especially like that. Look, it's fine to be amicable and say hi, and if you had mutual friends and you're at a party or a wedding and you can like, that's fine. You do not need to be texting like a proper friendship with an ex-partner when you've got a partner. It's
just
and a baby.
Unnecessary.
So disrespectful. I think you're so right in to feel exactly how you're feeling. I definitely wouldn't accept that. It's not weird.
No, I think it's just like and I think it's really selfish. Like, why would you like? Surely, like anyone would know that's going to make someone feel uncomfortable.
Well, also,
like,
would it be okay for her then to start? Would it be okay for her to start messaging an ex as friends? No. Like, you just don't do that, do you?
No, it has to stop. It has to stop. Should we go on to ask us anything?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of mum did you think you'd be before having kids? Is it different now you have them? Do you know what? I always thought I'd be like, actually quite like the mum I am.
Me too.
I never thought I'm good. I never thought I'm going to be like a perfect, like, woohoo, song and dancing, one of those like, you know, never does and makes mistakes kind of mum. I never thought I'd be like that, and I'm not like that. So I feel like I'm quite similar to what I imagine myself to be. I think I've definitely learned how to be more patient as a person, and I feel like I'm probably like I do feel like I have a lot of patience now, whereas when I was younger I didn't have nowhere near.
I guess I thought I would probably have been a bit more organised. I think you think that you can do everything.
Like, I know what you mean, actually.
Like, I thought I would have more organisation. I don't know, like, and then actually when you do have multiple children, it's just not as easy as how you think something's going to be at all, because their needs come first above everything. So you like drop so many other things out, or like, for example, right, even going back to organising this event, like I've obviously got one of the other ladies has also got 3 children, but she's been living in America, so there's been a bit of a time difference. Like, I feel so guilty that I'm not going back to something or filling something out in the spreadsheet and doing this and doing that. So do you just think like you forget like everything that's going on, whether it's work, whether it's stuff that's coming up, things like that, like, and where we are working as well as being parents to 3 children, there's hardly any space in the day, is there, to like sometimes be all like anything.
Because also as well, it's like just your headspace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think I've got so many things in my head. I'm like, oh, what do I deal with first? Like it's, do you know what I mean? It's not just getting the kids up and I don't know, doing their breakfast and getting them out the door. It's like all the background stuff, like thinking, oh, what am I going to do for dinner? Or where am I? What point am I going to go and get the dinner today? And like, you know, like it's just like so. And then it's like, oh God, I've got to do this, something for work, or reply to that email, or
like I've got a post with Estrid that I was supposed to post last week. Don't ask me how, I've not even posted it yet. And then I finally shot the content in Mallorca that I've got home and I was supposed to post it. But then it was like the big whirlwind of the wedding. And then I was hardly on my phone. And then I was like, shit. Like I was meant to post it last night because it was meant to be like for the July deal they're doing. And then this morning she was like, please can this go live this morning at 9 o'clock? And I literally, obviously we're doing this. And I was like,
Oh, no.
OMG, I'm so sorry. I'll post it in an hour. But like, why didn't that get done last week? It's because it's just like a million things, isn't there?
I know.
Going on, but
so much to think about.
And it's half term. That makes it a lot harder. Any tips for getting a newborn to pose for passport picture? Why is it so hard? You know what I keep hearing and seeing, right? I was listening to Parenting Hell the other day podcast. Why do people still take their children in the photo booths? You don't have to do that anymore. Like you can take a photo on your iPhone. I uploaded Paul and Rosie's school photos for their passport pictures. Perfect.
That's a good idea. I never thought that's a really good tip, actually. School photo. Nearly all of mine had their eyes closed. For a newborn photo.
So going back to babies are allowed their eyes closed.
Yeah.
So you just lay them on a white floor or lay down a white bed
blanket.
sheet.
That's what I did with Margot.
Yeah.
I just laid a white blanket down and just laid her on it.
Yeah, Edward was on a white bed sheet and then just took a photo of him above, like over his head. But when it comes to kids, you don't need to go to those picture booth things. Like you can upload it from your phone. So both Paul and Rosie's photos are their school photos. And they're like smart as well. And like really, do you know what? They're quite good ones.
Yeah, it's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Mum hack. Actually, Nelly needs a new passport photo, so I might do the same.
So just do that. It's just easy. There's no stress or drama. Like,
yeah.
Did you see recently Kim getting her new driver's license picture?
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, it was like,
Kim
she had the whole glam squad with her. And she had like all the lights, like everything. It was like a really big thing, wasn't it? I think it was funny.
Right, okay, so next one. Are you into astrology? What are your star signs and do you relate to them? Well, we're both Capricorns, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we're both different Capricorns, really, because you're Jan, I'm December, and then different times you're born. I think, look, what's this? There's something on this email. Both Capricorns, which means you are very hard workers and love nothing more than getting ahead in life. They're ambitious,
True,
determined, materialistic and strong. True. No, true. This makes them great partners in life, as well as friends or collaborators. Capricorns tend to keep small circles, but are loyal and supportive of their friends. They love creating secure, luxurious nests and living a comfortable, enviable lifestyle. Big up the Capricorns.
I actually think that's quite... But that's quite like some of the points there are very true.
What's Margot? Oh no, she would be Margot's. What's Margot's? Sagittarius.
Margot's Sagittarius.
Yes, little Paul's Capricorn. You and little Paul Capricorns.
Yeah, Margot's Saggy. That's a nice star sign.
Rosie's a
Sagittarius.
Scorpio.
Arthur's Pisces. Nelly's Cancer.
Paul and Edward are Tauruses. Edward, we know he's only one. He is a Taurus. Like when you read or see or hear things, he honestly is the born in the china shop, stubborn. Like he's all those things.
I can't wait to see Edward today.
He's funny.
Can't wait to see what he's going to get up to today.
I need it. Do you know what we need, right? Me and Paul said this to the airport because he's the child that obviously wants to be everywhere and everywhere. And I always used to look at those parents with them harness things like, why?
Oh, yeah.
Put them in their
you should definitely get... I had one of those for Nelly.
Right. I used to think, but
I had one for Nelly because she just used to dart everywhere.
Yeah, so we looked at each other and I was like, I get it now. Like, maybe we need one of those harnesses. Because the others would just sit in their prams or just walk about holding their hands, whereas not the little bulldozer.
Yeah, you definitely need to get one of those for him.
You do, don't
It's like a little lead.
Should we do one more? Ask us anything?
Yeah. Okay. What would you pick if you could pick... Sorry. What would you pick if you could only pick one? A beautiful house but no holidays, or amazing holidays every year but a rubbish house?
A beautiful house. I mean, don't get... You guys know we love a holiday.
Yeah, I was going to say, I find it quite...
We spend 90% of our lives at home. So I would just make my
beautiful
home
my
little sanctuary and have like, Paul and throw some sand down the end of the garden, a little man-made beach. No, I just...
Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to agree with you as well, because we spend so much time at home and we work from home, we film at home loads. So I do think actually it's important to love your house.
Right, okay. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Well, Billie, I will see you in roughly hour and a half, 2 hours.
Perfect.
What I'm going to do is
I'll
just
be
pack
here.
a bag and then we're going to make a move. So hopefully there'll be no traffic. But I will keep you
That's
posted.
perfect. I've got to film a quick scene now and then
Okay.
I'm done for the day.
Woohoo! Can't
That's
wait.
great timing.
Yes.
Right, I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.